Yeah, I haven't done it.
Okay, I'll count you down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is your boy Matthew here, back with another Parkrun PB attempt, and today we're here at Harwich Parkrun. Today's Parkrun is mostly along the promenade, and if you know anything about promenade courses, they're fast, they're flat, all on concrete, so they are perfect for PB. And well, I'd quite like to beat my 5k PB of 16 minutes and 32 seconds because it was set during a 10k at the Brighton 10k back in November. And you know, having your 5k PB set during a 10k, ideally you think you do have the potential to beat that. Speaking of personal best, I am wanting a PB more than ever today. The reason why is because just over a week ago now, I raced the Suffolk Schools Cross Country at Woodbridge. This is a very prestigious and important race because the top 16 qualified to represent Suffolk County at a regional event. This is a huge milestone and one I had never achieved before, and I had came so close last year being one place off qualification. And with this being my final year in the competition, it was now or never for me to achieve this. I managed to finish 16th and 15th in the two races, so I thought I had a fairly good chance of making the team. However, I was gutted to find out that for the second year running I was given the first reserve spot. It would have been a real honour to represent Suffolk, and knowing I was never going to get another chance of achieving this ever again, I was left heartbroken. As well as this, I came so close but so far, but moments like this really define the great runners from the good runners. Today I wanted to PB and prove myself and reinsert a bit of confidence. But yeah, I do wish the best of luck to the 16 who did get selected, and I hope they all do well in Northampton next Saturday. But back to the parkrun, and we are fully locked in. Apart from that little section at the start, the rest of the course is along the promenade except from about 200 meters or so at the end. And yes, that does mean the little slope which I'm going down, well, we will have to run up that later. But first of all, let's get ourselves on the promenade and try and stick to the average pace of 3 minutes 20 seconds per kilometre. That is the pace which I'll need to be averaging this morning if I want to walk away with a new 5k PB. And the weather conditions, they do look pretty good for running this morning. It is between 5 to 6 degrees this morning with a minimal chance of rain. The forecast did say there wasn't going to be any wind, but running in the south direction currently, it does feel like we do have a little bit of a breeze going towards me. And wow, when you're trying to go for a parkrun PB going flat out, any little bit of wind, well, you do not want that to be there. The margins are tight and any little bit of wind can make a difference. And on cue, here comes my windbreaker, my brother Connor. I said to him this morning I want to go sub 16 minutes 30 seconds, so he told me he's going to go out at that exact pace. I'm going to put my trust in the boy and I'm going to stick to him like glue for as long as possible. He's a pretty experienced runner and a pretty good pacer, so therefore I'll put my belief in him that he can get me to this PB. But that does not mean the PB is done and dusted to any extent. No, I've still got to put the work in. It's just Connor, he will prevent me from going off too fast and burning out too quickly, which is a mistake I've made one too many times before. Yeah, that weren't my proudest moment, but it is about learning from your mistakes. A big thank you to the lady who pointed out the dog poo there, because let's just say that wouldn't have been the first time I stepped in dog poo this week. Here we go, buzzing in for the first kilometre with a time of 3 minutes 20 seconds, bang on the money. That is exactly what I need to run a PB, and if I was to sustain this pace then I'd be walking away a very happy man. And whilst we're in a very favourable position currently, we cannot drop this pace at all. Currently though, I am feeling very good. It is a change not to go sprinting out of the blocks, and I feel like I have a lot more to give to this 5k. And I'd like to take this moment to highlight the shoe choice for today. I've gone with the Nike Streakfly 2. I wore this shoe on New Year's Day where I ran my parkrun PB of 16 minutes 39 seconds, and well, this shoe, it is super fast. It is unbelievable how lightweight the Streakfly 2 is, and it has got the carbon plate in it which makes it very bouncy and a very fast shoe. This shoe is perfect for the 5k, for making you go that extra little bit faster to get those extra few seconds off your PB. And currently I feel like I am flying and I am in a great position currently. Into the second kilometre we go, and I'm very happy to say it is a consistent one because we've done another 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Connor, he's doing a perfect job at pacing right now, and I feel like I really did benefit from having a pacer this morning. Firstly, he acted as a great windbreak, and secondly, I could just go into auto drive and just stick to him like glue. I didn't have to worry about looking at the watch because he was doing all the pacing for me. And recently, I did give pacing a go myself, and it really is a rewarding feeling getting someone that Parkrun PB that they desperately desired. And well, let's just say I might be giving the pacing duties another go in the foreseeable future, so if you want to see that video, do leave a like and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on. Okay, I do like my history, so let me quickly drop a little fun fact about Harwich for you. If you think the seaside town gives off Victorian vibes, well, there is a reason for that. Because during the Napoleonic Wars, Harwich did have a circular fort built. This was to protect the port from a potential invasion which could have came from the French. Okay, I'd like to quickly take a moment to say thank you to all the marshals who volunteered at the Harwich Parkrun this morning. Parkrun is a free weekly 5k event held every Saturday at 9 AM which anybody can participate in if they wish to. Parkrun has got many people across the country into running, such as myself, and well, they would not go ahead if it wasn't for the volunteers who marshal every week. So therefore, I am very grateful for the marshals volunteering every single week. Another thing which I'd quickly like to mention is that if you noticed a particularly large amount of runners wearing blue, well, there is a reason for that. This was because the Harwich 5k Your Way Move Against Cancer charity was present at the parkrun this morning. They are a local charity which supports those who are living with cancer get into running and run the 5k. I think this is great because running doesn't have just physical benefits but mental benefits too, because through running there is a great community feel and you can meet many new friends. Back to the parkrun, and we are now approaching the turnaround point, which means we now have the wind behind us. Now the wind, it wasn't too bad this morning. There's definitely been days where it has been worse, but nevertheless it was still present there, and we did have a slight breeze running in the southern direction. And while the margins are tight and every second does matter, and with that wind blowing towards you, that slows you down ever so slightly, which can have an impact on whether you get your PB or not. But on the other hand, the wind is now blowing behind us, and as you can see, the pace is starting to creep ever so slightly upwards. And knowing that the hardest part of the parkrun is now behind us, I'm feeling really good now, and I feel like I can get myself into a great rhythm. With a long straight section ahead, I want to now grind out the kilometers and pick that pace up and try and go as fast as physically possible. Currently, I've been putting my faith into Connor for pacing this parkrun, and I've been sticking to him like glue, which is an indication that I'm feeling good. As we approach the third kilometer, we will have just a junior parkrun left to run, and currently I feel like I am in the most favourable position. My breathing currently doesn't sound too bad, and my form I am still holding to a very good extent. Okay, here we go. As we approach the third kilometer, I now chime in for a time of 3 minutes and 23 seconds. That kilometer is slightly slower than the previous two, and that does mean we are now no longer in a PB time, but nevertheless I do not feel too worried about that. Remember, for the first half of the parkrun we were running into the wind, and now with the wind behind us I feel like the pace is definitely picking up. Because of this, I am not too worried, and I feel in the 6 minutes of running which we have left, I feel like I can definitely make up the 3 seconds which we need to. I'm currently feeling really good, and as you can see, Connor has significantly increased the pace. Is this some sort of twin telepathy? What is the plan here? Well, I'll tell you what the plan is, because Connor said to me after the parkrun that for the first 3k in the windy sections he will pace me, but afterwards he will surge away and do his own thing. At the time of the parkrun I did not know this, and as you can see, rather stubbornly I have been sticking to him like glue for the last 600 meters or so. However, a little bit of a gap is starting to form now, and I'm thinking to myself, Connor, slow down, what are you currently doing? I'm doing everything in my power to stick with him, and as you can see, that pace is now well beyond the PB pace. As you can see, Connor is now putting a heel surge in. What is going on? 3:06 per kilometre. Why is he going so fast for? What the fuck? At this point I came to the realisation that he was no longer pacing me and he was indeed trying to surge away from me. However, it would have been nice if I was notified of this plan beforehand, because seeing him go away like this, it was highly demoralising. But I have took the initiative now that it isn't me slowing down and it was him just speeding up. Just look at that pace, he must be well into the 2 minutes kilometres now. But boy, this kilometre which is about to come through, it is going to be a fast one, because I stuck to him like glue for a pretty long time during this 3rd kilometre. I bet deep down he was a bit worried that I was sticking with him for so long in that 3rd kilometre. I've been absolutely flying along the promenade with the wind behind me, and for the 4th kilometre we buzzed through in a time of 3 minutes and 8 seconds. That is by far the fastest split of the parkrun so far, and that most certainly does put the ball back into my end of the court with 1 kilometre left to go. However, because of that fast kilometre, I'm starting to feel it in my legs now, and I know I can't drop this pace because it is definitely going to be tight whether I PB or not. You can't see the heart rate monitor on my screen, but it is well into the 200s now as I'm giving it everything I have. You can now hear it, and I am starting to death cough now, which means I am definitely starting to feel things. Death coughing is a piece of running vocabulary which I inherited from a fellow YouTuber named Crown My Run. I will give him full credit for this piece of terminology. He is a great YouTuber, and after this video I would definitely recommend you check him out. As you can see, we have just ticked over for 14 minutes, which means we have just 2.5 minutes left to go to run the PB. With just under 700 meters left to go now, I know it will be incredibly tight in whether or not I achieve the milestone. My form no longer looks as efficient as it once was, but I just need to keep on pumping those arms and keep on looking straight forward. Alright Matthew, come on, 600 meters left to go. You need to finish in the next 2 minutes or so if you want to run that PB or not. One final thing which I'd like to add is that this footage today was recorded with the Insta360 Go Ultra. I've been using this camera for a few months now, and while the quality on this is absolutely incredible, it is also so stable, and this has been brilliant for my running. When running using the Insta360 Go Ultra, all I have to do is press the red button and not have to worry about anything else. If you want to see me make a full review on the product, then please drop a comment down below. We now take over for 15 minutes, and with 1 lap of the track left to go, I'm getting ready for a bit of a sprint finish. Am I currently enjoying myself? No. But I can tell you now, I will once I get across this finish line with a new shiny PB. It will be extremely tight whether I do so I need to keep on pumping those arms because every second matters. I now sound like a steam engine, but I just need to hang in there for 300 more meters and it will all be over. Oh my days, this hill, it is short but it is extremely steep, and it is less than ideal to have in the final 200 meters of a flat out 5k. Some short and powerful steps to get us up that hill, and now we have just 200 meters left of the parkrun. I can now sniff that finish line, but we have just over 30 seconds to get ourselves over there in a new shiny PB. It is going to be extremely close, but can I beat my PB which I set during a 10k at Brighton in November? Too many death coughs for my liking.
Nice. Which one you get?
This is clear. Alright guys, so the parkrun is complete. That was tough, a lot more windy than what I thought it would be, but nevertheless, I think I just about managed to hang on for the sub 16:30 minute PB. The official time will be on the screen, and while I am very happy with that time. Connor stuck with me for the first 3k, where he got me through the windy sections, and he put a bit of a surge in at the end, left me to my own devices, but I managed to hold on and I managed to get that PB, and that is a great feeling when you run the parkrun PB.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we are back home now from the parkrun and the official results are on the screen. 16 minutes and 26 seconds, which means that is a 6-second 5k PB. This PB today meant a lot for me in particular because earlier in the week we found out I hadn't been selected for the Suffolk Schools cross country team for England. Naturally, I was so gutted by that. For me, I was disappointed yesterday, but today I was motivated, and this was a bit of a redemption run for me to reinsert a bit of confidence in myself. I really did want to get the PB today, and I'm very happy to have done so. I wish the best of luck to my fellow athletes who did make the 60-man team and are competing next Saturday in Northampton. I myself, as I didn't get selected, won't be there, but that will mean I can now start fully focusing for my next big milestone, and that is the Colchester Half Marathon, which is in March. If you're excited to see where the running journey will take me, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.